We're back with the Passing Show. Harrowings live with Hal Gill, your host. And we were just taking in what we see, who, what, when, and where for all journalism as it happens. Quite a bit of humanity is streaming by. I was impressed this morning by a photograph, a single frame, the first single frame photograph of the Earth Moon system together, taken by Voyager on its way out of the solar system, Voyager 1. On September 18th, 1977. So I did a little research. Actually, I guess it was 78. Is that right? Anyway, no, it was 77. So 48 years ago today, the first single frame photograph of the Earth Moon system was shot. And of the people who were there then, I did a little calculation with the help of Grok 4 on how many people are still left and how many people were on Earth at the time and how many people have died since then. Really, that's the number I was looking for. How many people who were on Earth then have since died? And it's 1.88 billion human beings who, 1.91, 1.88 billion people who were on the planet when you got the first shot of the Earth Moon system together in one single frame. They have passed away in the past 48 years. Do other calculations like that. It's something to meditate on, right? Of the people who are still here, we're all on a temp job. There's 1.88 billion of them left the building, but they're still here, really. I mean, very few of us have been blasted into space. I think James Doohan was, but I think his ashes may have returned to Earth. I don't know if they were in, heliocentric orbit or not. But you see what I mean? The main point is that we are temporary and we have an opportunity to really make some big differences here and now. I was reading someone's Substack this morning about how, particularly with AI, agentic AI, generative AI, we are even more in the driver's seat on how we shape the future. And therefore, we ought to be aware of that. Of course, most of us go through life in sort of an autonomic manner, automatic, just doing what we do out of a rhythm, out of a pace, out of a sort of mindlessness. And being mindful is hard. It takes a lot of energy to think about where we are, what we are seeing, what is going on in the passing show, and how we might be shaping it by our actions, by our inactions. It's all about what we do. It's not so much about what we think, feel, or believe. And a lot of us are very distracted by our beliefs. We see the world through that lens of our experiences, including the things we have believed. And it's good to do a little reality testing. And the reality testing, a la Philip K. Dick, is done by stopping believing in something and then seeing if it still exists. If so, it's real. If not, well, there is the reality of the unseen, but I think we should really stick to what we can legitimately touch and know. And, knowledge is really a matter of keeping my mind open to new information. Because what do I know? I know how things seem to me, how they appeared. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. Often have been. It's always shocked me, but nonetheless, you get the idea. I think most folks have to walk around as though they really know what they're talking about. I was listening to a little Christopher Hitchens. He was talking about Stephen Fry and sitting next to Stephen Fry at the time, and the way in which people of Stephen Fry's ilk, namely homosexuals, are demonized in the world. And the kind of hatred that can engender in them as well as in other people who are fearful, homophobic, when very few people, I think, choose to be different than their fellows or different than what the supposed norm is. And it's dangerous not to be normal, right? We can be cast out, shunned, and alone. We're very vulnerable. We need each other, right? But at the same time, we don't trust each other. Trust is hard. I trust that most of these people are not going to pose any problem for me. But do I know that for certain? No, I always have to be sort of on my guard, aware, awake, and take in the passing show. Make sure that I keep my eyes wide open, as the King Crimson song goes. My eyes wide open. But you never know what you might see. Never know what you might see. Go in and see if I can get me something at Daily Provisions. We're going to wrap up the passing show there. And maybe I'll do a little musing later. It's all good. It's all good. Time is it? 8:14? Seems a little early. That crowd be sitting out here. Hobnobbing. Hey, good morning. Doing all right. How are you? Can I get an egg and cheese sandwich and a cappuccino? Yes, please.
And is that all?